What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. We're back at it again, just doing some behind the scenes on the editing process of a video that's going to come out in the future. Yeah, comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. And yeah, I'm waiting for a couple people to hop on, and then we'll jump into the edit. All right, I think I'm just gonna hop in Final Cut Pro, and yeah, here we go. Let's do this. All right, here we go. So today we're gonna work on the intro, kind of just like last time, but just kind of try to perfect it this time. This is what it looked like from last time.
Here's the behind the scenes on how we made our latest short film.
Wake up! This is behind the scenes. Back at it again. Don't press the button. Here's how it all started.
After hours of brainstorming, we finally...
So it looks pretty cool, but I kind of want to perfect this and make it look how it's going to finally look in the final result. And try to move on speed with this video. So, yeah, here we go. All right, so first of all, I'm going to hide this first song because this isn't going to stay here.
Here's the behind the scenes on how we made our latest short film.
Wake up! This is behind the scenes. And I don't think I'm going to show all these clips, really. Back at it again. Don't press. I'm going to try to get this looking good here, so. Back at it again. I kind of have an idea to maybe make it black. Right when the clip stops. So like maybe like stop it here and here. So it more goes like, let's see how this looks. Back at it again. Back at it again. Let's hide this clip. I can't really. Don't. Yeah, there we go. Looks good. Okay. Okay, I like how that looks. So that looks good. So let's see. We'll put the button on this one, I say. Instead. Just so it's like a black flash. Comment down below, guys, if you're in the chat right now, and I'll do my best to answer any questions you have. And try to give you a shout out. Thanks for being on the stream. I appreciate everybody who's on. Okay, I think that looks good. I think there's already this part here, so I think maybe it's going to do the pull shot right here. Let's go where he's pressing the button, which is right here. But like right there. Should look pretty good. Don't press. That looks pretty good. I think we're missing some beats here though. It really starts right here. Also, for anybody who's new joining, this is behind the scenes on one of our latest short films. So I'm just doing a behind the scenes. We're editing a behind the scenes video for it. So yeah, this is just the editing process. Just kind of a behind the scenes look on this behind the scenes video. Oh, it definitely looks better. Okay, so I think this needs to be trimmed off though. Like right there. I'm going to try keeping this apart from the short film and see what that looks like. And then I'm going to go back right here. No, that doesn't look as good. Let's just undo that. Don't press. I think, let's see here. I think this shot, this running shot would look better here instead of this pull shot. So let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it looks better. Okay, there's the clip right there. And actually just start on time, so that's good. Okay, that looks good. Don't press. Okay, that definitely looks a lot better than you slow. Don't. I also could flash through shots here. I'm curious what that would look like. Definitely doesn't look as good. The black flashes make it look better. So we'll just leave those blank for now. Don't. Comment down below, guys. If you're in the chat right now, I'll try to give you a shout out. And if you have any questions, right now we're just doing a behind the scenes on one of our videos that's going to come out soon. It's behind the scenes of our short film. So I'm just editing the intro right now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think there's an extra shot right here that needs to be added. So let's see. So, like, in my opinion, like almost like there. Like this needs to go here. That looks good. It's not really matching. This is kind of hard. I want this part here. Okay, so I think this is what we're trying to do. Okay. I think that definitely looks better. Or just without it. Huh. Comment down below, guys, if you're in the chat right now. Appreciate everybody who's on. Just a behind the scenes look at one of our future videos that's going to come out. I'm just trying to edit the intro right now. I'm just trying to match beats right here. It's just kind of like trial and error, honestly. But yeah.
Wake up! This is behind the scenes.
Back at it. I guess that shot should be. I guess these black flashes maybe aren't helping. So let me try. At it again. Okay, so the beat starts here. So don't press. Don't press. Maybe that. That's the beginning. Let's see, any shots we want to show. Maybe we should put this shot here instead. Not really sure. Yeah, that definitely looks better. Okay. I think now we're getting somewhere. Don't press. Okay, that looks way better. There we go. Maybe we should put this shot here. Oh, okay. I think that looks better. No, it definitely looks better the other way around. But I think what honestly we could do is actually put this in the beginning. Like that. And then do this shot here. So it goes more like... Or maybe the other way around. Maybe it looked better how it was originally. No, it definitely looks better now. Okay. Comment down below, guys, if you're in the chat. Try to shout you out. Comment down below if you have any questions. And yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I don't think this shot right here, this one right here, is good for this. I don't think I'm going to reveal this red button part here, so... There needs to be some motion. So the problem with something like this, here's just an example. Just switching these around is there's motion if you look right here in the note where he's opening it. That's one like trick with editing that like you'd think, well, I'm all lined up with the beat. How come it doesn't look good? Like you have to think of the flow of the video. So there's motion in this video, and then it goes to a still, but there's also motion with my head turning, and then this one goes straight to motion. And see, this one doesn't have motion, so it doesn't look as good. And so on these ones right here, I actually did a zoom effect. Actually, it's not on anymore. I don't know what happened to it. I need to turn that back on. There we go. Okay, that's how it actually should be. Okay. And so, yeah, just motion makes a pretty big difference. So I'm going to fix this one real quick. I changed this a little bit ago. So we want to start it right here, back in the original spot. Basically just goes like this, and it starts zooming out. And then you have that. So, okay, so that should look better. Don't press. Don't. I might honestly extend it. It might kind of look kind of cool. Not really sure if it will or not, but it definitely could have potential. Sometimes it looks better to extend it over the course of time. Actually, okay, I'm going to actually undo that and just extend it. Just manually. There we go. Don't press. Let's see. Don't press. Don't press the button. Here's how it all. I think it looks honestly better maybe just short. I don't know if it looks good this long. Don't press. Don't press. Might look better short. And what I can do here is I'm just going to try this real quick. I'm going to actually just go back into the old short film or the original film. And I might just copy these shots over without the cinematic bars. So we use this one. Because technically you really don't need the cinematic bars. So this clip is now full screen. So I think that might look better. I'm not really sure if that'll look better or not. Let's find the spot where he's pulling it out. It's right there. And then let's go to the spot that needs to be placed in, which is right here. Cinematic bars definitely make a difference. It makes something look more cinematic. So I'm not sure if I'm going to like how this necessarily looks. But we'll see. Okay, so that's without the cinematic bars right there. So it technically could go. This looks more like a movie though, so don't. Don't press. Okay, I don't think it looks as good. Don't press. I just don't like how the cinematic bars aren't here, and then it's... Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is, because I want this zoom effect, but I want the cinematic bar still there, so I'm just going to go to, it's called, what is it called? I think it's called something lines. For cinematic bars, it's... It's not crop and feather. If you go to the effects panel, it's called... It should be somewhere down here. It's in, pretty sure, stylize or... No, where is it? Maybe in masking... It's in one of these... It's in stylize, I'm pretty sure. Here we go. And it is... No, it's not frame. I'm going to look it up real quick. Comment down below, guys, if you're in the chat right now. I'm just editing, behind the scenes on one of our short films, and I'll try to give you a shout out. Appreciate everybody who joins. I'm just asking the computer something. I kind of forgot what something is called. It's like the grid lines or the cinematic bars you can add on Final Cut Pro. What are the cinematic bars on Pro called? Yeah, it's called Letterbox. That's what it's called. I always forget that. It doesn't seem like it's cinematic bars, but it actually is. So you just type in Letterbox in the effects panel on the right. There we go. And then you can add a letterbox, and you can just increase the border size or the I think it's this. It's one of these. I can't remember which one it is. Okay. There we go. Now it's working. It's a little slow. There we go. Okay, I'm pretty sure that is the normal size. Except... Okay, you know what? I'm just going to delete this and copy it over from the other project. I'm not really sure what's happening. Sometimes Final Cut Pro can be buggy if it doesn't render something out properly. Okay, so that was how he had it. Comment down below, guys, if you're in the chat. Appreciate everybody who's on right now. This is just a behind-the-scenes editing process on one of our newest videos. That's going to come out soon. And, comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. I'm just going to cut this. Command B is cut. And to copy something, it's Command C, and then to paste it, it's Command Shift V. And then there we go. Now we have our correct cinematic bars. So I'm just going to add this over the top of these. That way when it's doing this effect, it's not actually losing the cinematic. Oh, okay. I actually just deleted the other keyframe. We can just re-add it. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, right here. Now I can trim this off. Go back to where this starts, and then set this to 130, or we'll add a keyframe first, position, and a scale, and then we'll add one right here, position, scale, and then I'm going to make the scale 133. Oh, it's because of our, okay, so that's the problem that I was creating earlier. It's because of our keyframes, so I'll actually just have to duplicate this adjustment layer. And then we'll have to just do the keyframes separately. That's the problem that it was creating earlier. Okay, so just transform, position. We'll go to the very end of this clip. You can just press the down arrow, and it'll move you between clips on your keyboard. And then we'll go to the first one, make this 133. And then I'm going to move the position so I can make the zoom just a standard zoom. Right now it's set to smooth, as you can see. So you right click on both of those points, click linear, and then just change your position back to 0. And you should be all good. And there's our cinematic bars. And I think that should look better. I think that does look better. This time I don't think we need to zoom in as close, though. Maybe like, so it's at 100. Maybe 130. Don't press. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. We're using Final Cut Pro right now. What's up, Be Unique? Thanks for commenting. Appreciate everybody who's on right now. Yeah, guys, the software we're using right now is Final Cut Pro. It's basically After Effects, or no, sorry, basically Premiere Pro. It's pretty much the same thing, except the reason why we don't really do Premiere is you have to pay a subscription for Premiere. So Final Cut Pro is like a one-time purchase. So I think it's like $300, but with a student discount or something like that, you can get like Apple Motion, which is like another software you can make like plugins for Final Cut Pro. Like plugins, like something you can add to Final Cut Pro to make it do different things. And it's like, I don't know, like $200, and you get a bunch of things. Like you get like Logic Pro, which is like a music making software, stuff like that. The downsides on Final Cut Pro are like stuff like After Effects you don't get, so you don't get like everything. You have to buy some plugins. But recently they've added a lot, like the magnetic mask, which is like the auto remover. They didn't used to have that, so you used to like buy a plugin for that. But now that they have that, it's pretty much literally the same as those other softwares, and you just need to buy it once. So yeah, I really like it. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back now, and
Don't press the button.
okay, I think that actually looks good, finally. Thank you, Lord. Finally got it looking good. I don't think... Okay, the only thing is I think this shot needs motion on it, so I'm just gonna either do... Let's see here. I don't know what we're gonna do for motion. Maybe just like a... Maybe a zoom. Set a keyframe, maybe like 105. I don't know if that will look better. Or, you know what I can do for this shot, just to make it look a little bit more shaky, is I might add a handheld effect. It already was pretty much handheld, but we had a gimbal on it. So we're using like an 18mm lens. I'm going to throw that on there. And then I'm just going to extend the cinematic bars to here, just so makes a difference. Comment down below, guys, if you're in the chat right now. I appreciate everybody who's watching. Yeah. And we'll do the zoom is fit. This is by Dylan Bates, by the way. This plugin, super helpful. It's basically, it'll basically turn like normal footage. So what he did is he took his camera and in like an Apple Motion, or I don't know what, he tracked basically it. So if I just go to this clip over here, say this right here, the intro. What it'll do is it'll make it shaky, so like a handheld look. So it has a repeating thing. So like if it's moving it around, it'll like kind of like near the edges. I usually just put it to zoom to fit, and then you can adjust the smoothing, and then it'll just shake around.
Here's the behind the scenes on how...
I'm gonna just extend this so you can see.
How we made our latest short film.
So kind of like that. Give it some handheld motion. And then the bigger the focal length you go, he's like a bunch of them, like 85. 105 will be the most shaky.
Here's the behind the scenes on how we made our latest
around quite a bit. But super helpful. Like you can
short
add
film.
Title, effects and stuff like that.
behind the scenes.
Don't press the button. Okay, that definitely looks a lot better. I'm gonna trim this off when it goes to the next section, just because I think it lasts a little too long. So let's go more like, I'm gonna keep our whoosh and our zoom in. And then I'm just gonna trim this off, and I'm gonna trim this off as well. And then I'm just gonna move this on top. Here's how it all started. Okay, that looks better. Okay, so that looks definitely way better than it used to look. Now the next part I want to fix is this part here.
Wake up! Behind the scenes.
Don't press the button. Here's how it all started. And then this, I'm actually gonna have it disappear a little earlier, just so it goes 100% gone. Whoops. Let's see, I don't know why we can't click on the clip. I want just to probably disappear like 1, 2. Let me count how many times, how many seconds this key, this transition is. About like 10. So I'll probably just like drag it to like, I think Final Cut Pro is glitching right now. Drag it to like right there. There we go. And that should look better. A little too early, I think. Maybe. Here's how it all started. Okay, that looks pretty good. Button. Here's how it all started.
After hours of brainstorming, we finally figured out the idea we're gonna land on.
But we'll break it down from the beginning. Shot 1.
We're currently.
Okay, so that looks good. Now let's move on to this part here.
Film.
Wake up! Wake up!
Behind the scenes.
Wake up!
Behind the scenes.
Don't press. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the video and try to find some funny behind the scenes parts that I want to include.
You're a little.
It's like I night dude.
Black screen.
Let's see here. This part is work.
Photo. For when you pin you on the wall for the most wanted criminal.
Hang on. This has got to be fast.
No, this is a good person.
Do a point 5.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go to the parts, like the main parts. These are all pretty basic parts of the behind the scenes. One shot I did want to show is this is me jumping in the pool. So let's see here. This would be cool to show right there. Okay, guys, Final Cut Pro is glitching. I think I'm going to maybe exit out. So hang on 1 second. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm going to exit out Final Cut Pro. I think it's glitching. It does this sometimes if it's getting overused or if the RAM's kind of like running low. So let me open it back up. Okay, so now it's working. Hang on, let me just do this real quick. Okay, it's on, so we should be good. There we go. Okay. I'm actually gonna stop on the intro. I'll show you guys what the intro looks like. So I think that's basically done. I'm gonna work on that a little bit later. I have something that I want to work on now that's a little bit different. So here's the intro. Actually, I might work on the music right now, just this intro part, but we'll see. But here's what it looks like. Pretty much like that. I know that part wasn't really rendered right there. Yeah, we can let that render. So I'm gonna try to figure out a good song for the intro, and yeah, I'm just gonna try to see what looks good and what sound effects I should be adding. So actually, okay, I'm gonna take a break from this. Let me think. Okay, why not? I'll just start. I'll just keep on doing this. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on editing the intro. I'm going to try to find a good song for this intro. So that's what the song sounds like right now. So I'm just going to actually like isolate these two clips right here. So it goes from here to... I want like a suspenseful song, and I have this song right here. I'm going to open up files. I think you guys can see this. Hang on. Okay. Now you should be able to see it. There we go. And so I actually downloaded some songs that I want to use. Maybe for the intro. Let's listen to these. This is the one I'm just using right now. It's all right. That's a sound effect, so let me get off of that. Not that one. Not bad. Okay, not that one. I think that one might be a good one. Or this one. Or that one. Okay, I'm going to try them, and we'll see which one looks better. If you guys are in the comments or watching right now, comment down below which one you think sounds better. I'm going to play them all. I'm going to add them all in real quick, and I'm going to play them all. And comment down below which one you think is better if you're in the comments right now, or which one you like. So I'll give you the options. Let me just first assign this as a audio role. If you assign it to a music role, it's a lot more organized and simple. Okay, so option 1 would be, let me just edit it up real quick. I'm going to edit a couple of these songs and see how it sounds. Okay. I like this part right here in the song, so I may honestly just use this part when it's going there. I like how that looks. Not really that part right there. So I definitely say that's a no. Let me just try this one now. Okay, so I actually forgot. I think I used this part. Okay, yeah, actually I did. Okay, so this is actually supposed to go before. Okay, I forgot about this. Right here, this is actually supposed to go before this. So we technically already used part of this song, so I'm probably not going to use it again. I think the winner will be this other one. I I'm going to trim this off right there. Okay, I think that looks good. And then, so I'll just delete this Rapid Surge song. I think the winner is going to be this song right here. Let's listen to it. Try to find a good part in the song. Because I think the intro. Okay, so it's this intro right here. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to keep this. I might extend this, honestly, all the way out. And just trim it off right there, that symbol. And I'm just going to fade it out. And I'm going to leave it over this other track. So we'll fade it out right there, actually. Okay, so that sounds good. Let's see how that sounds. Let's hear how this one sounds. I think, honestly, right there. And then we'll end it at this right there. Hopefully that looks good. Okay. I think that should maybe look better. I'm going to lower the volume, obviously. This is definitely not high enough. If we look at the audio waves on the side, we're at -17. We want to be around -6. So we're going to have to raise that, let's do the math, by 11. And that should get it up to peak. Okay, that actually still didn't do anything. Oh, wrong one. Okay, we moved the wrong one up. So we got to move this one up to 11. That should fix it. Okay, I think I'm going to turn it off there. So okay, that looks sick. I think right there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Might turn his volume up a little bit on this one. Not so low. I don't know if that sounds good. I don't think so. It makes it sound too mysterious. Okay, so that definitely looks pretty good. And I think that's a little too high. So maybe go like 8. Maybe like 6. We're definitely peaking with this audio, so actually, okay, so that one actually had a good height. Let me see. I'm just gonna hide the audio tracks on these ones. Let's see here. I'm just gonna mute this for now, mute all these. Just to see what it looks like. Okay, so that looks good. I'm just gonna undo that actually. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over to this part here. I want to show back at it again. So okay, so that looks good. Now we need our, I'm gonna do a little intro right here. So we'll go to our titles, go to smooth, go to our, this is by Premium VFX. They have really good zoom transitions, especially for like these looks. I'll show you in a second. So it's their NB short, and it'll give that kind of look. So it'll come in like that. So like that. And so I don't want too much, but I just want a little bit of it. Just so it looks like there's some motion. And then I'm going to go into Finder. I think you guys can see this. Yeah. When I remove it. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to open Finder up real quick. I'm going to go to our sound effects, audio, sound effects, and then I'm going to go to, we have some whooshes and stuff like that, so you can add that. It takes a little bit of time, or not too much time, but this, it's just, cause it's just hard to see what is what, so kind of just have to go back and listen to it. Comment down below, guys, if you're in the stream right now. I appreciate everyone who's on. Right now, just editing the intro to one of our newer videos that's going to come out soon, and I'm just adding some sound effects right now, just some that we've collected over time, so I'm going to play some of them and try to see what fits. Winter Bell, that's a whoosh. What I want is like a... let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, so those sound effects are really good right there. So what I'm actually going to do is play this. I'm going to go back into the short film. I did a ton of sound effects in this short film, and I modified quite a few of them. So what's been helpful by keeping this project is I can kind of just go back and find the stuff that I need or that I want. So this part where he presses the button right here, there's a lot of sound effects here. So I'm going to just grab these, and a nice thing about these is they're all like the right audio length or whatnot. So I don't have to like go back in and make sure they're not peaking the audio at all. When something's peaking the audio, basically means it's like going too loud. We didn't really used to know about this until someone told us. And so basically if it's going over like this 0 bar, in editors like CapCut and stuff like that, I think it automatically like keeps your audio at a good distance or a good decibel. But if you go over, like if you peak the decibel, it can like cause like what you call clipping, or it can just like blow out your speaker or just sound like way too loud. So you try to get them at like 0, and then basically sound effects are supposed to be around like -6 to -11, and then music's supposed to be like -6 or -8 in decibel ranges. So like on this bar over here, like it's like close to -6. So yeah, so I'm gonna go over here and go to this ending part here, right about here, and then I'm gonna paste this. I'm gonna paste it right about here. Final Cut Pro is nice because you can actually copy between, different projects. I know, so like CapCut, I don't know if you can do that really, so it's kind of helpful. Okay, that all looks good. So we want to stop right here at this last one. And so what I'm going to do is bring all of this. Okay, hang on. Let me go back to it. The only thing on Final Cut Pro I wish they'd fix is sometimes if you undo, it'll like move your cursor position. It can be helpful, but it's not always helpful. So maybe hope that can fix that in the future. Okay, so that should be more correct right there. I think that's right. Let me just play it back. And you can, on Final Cut Pro, you can select certain clips and then you can just isolate them so you can only hear them. So I'm just going to click these little headphones right here. So one thing I don't want is this synth. We just want that. Okay, so that should look good. Don't want this either. Like it sound. Okay, I actually think this needs to go back. This one might need to go back as well. And this one might need to go forward. Actually, I think it's good how it was. There we go. Let me just realign. I think it needs to be realigned a little bit, slightly. Comment down below, guys, if you're in the chat right now. Just doing a behind the scenes on editing one of our short films, or a behind the scenes of our short film. This video hasn't came out yet, but yeah, just behind the scenes look. Comment down below if you have any questions. Comment down below. I'll do my best maybe to shout you out or whatnot. And yeah, thanks for being on. Appreciate all you guys. And yeah. Right now, I'm just trying to line up this sound effect. So I think that should be good. Okay, sweet. That looks good. Now let's go back to this intro right here. And I think so this part right here is actually peaking. So I'm going to go into this, go into the audio, and it should be around 6, about there. The one thing you can do is you can go into here. It's called a compressor, or let's see, what is that called? Yeah, no, it's a noise gate, I'm pretty sure. If you go down to audio, I learned this recently. If you want to ever bring up audio, you can do your EQ levels, and you can do a noise gate. I'm pretty sure is what it's called. So your noise won't go it'll go up to a certain point. So what's up, Sloppy Bop? What's up, David? How's it going? Let's see. So somewhere, I think it's called noise something. Let's see. Yeah, noise gate. Here we go. So you put a noise gate on, and then what you can do is you can set your threshold right here. I think this is it. Okay, maybe not. You go to. Can I close the sound effects tab? Oh, thank you. Thank you for telling me that. I did not realize that was open. My bad. There we go. That should be close now. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. You guys were watching that the entire time with the sound effects tab open. My bad. Let's see here. It's called, I think it might be called Equilibrium. I can't really remember. Channel EQs. I might just go back to the project if we still have it. Let me try to find it real quick. It's called. This is a short video with the Fitness Boys. So our mics, when we were doing the collab, didn't really sound exactly the same as theirs. So if you can see this. So I can just give you an example. So here's what the mic sound like without any audio effects. I'll just turn it off, everything off. That's what it's called. It's called a limiter. Okay, so this is what it sounded like originally. So extremely echoey. And then once you add all the filters like a noise gate and a limiter do is, let's see, hang on. Undo delete effects. Okay. What a noise gate and all that stuff does is it'll like basically limit where your audios are peaking, and then it'll kind of try to get rid of like all the other background audio that you don't want. So here's what it sounded like after I did all the audio like correction. So it sounded like so much better. So it's called a limiter, and you can basically limit where your gain goes to, and you can try to raise the other volume up without like having it limited, or without it being so low. So like everything's kind of at a balanced, range. So I'm going to do that. I haven't really done that in this video, but I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to be right back. So I'm just going to hop out of here real quick, and I'm going to be right back. I just got to fix something real quick, and then I'll come right back. Hang on 1 second. All right, guys. I'm back. Here we go. Sorry, I just had to check something real quick. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to add that to this one. And let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm going to add that back here. Let me just fix my camera real quick. Yeah, there we go. All right, hop back into Final Cut. So it's called a limiter. I'm going to go to it real quick. And that should do the trick. And then so what you can do is, so I want our audio to be at 0. So you can keep it there. But I do want to raise. So the limiter basically like, let's see. If I remember how to do this correctly, the limiter will basically just keep your audio at a certain limit, but it'll raise everything else. So you can pretty much like almost like raise your audio. So I'm just gonna, okay, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna waste time doing that. I don't know. That's only if your audio's in like a really bad spot. Well, this is at 11 right now. This needs to go back down. Okay, so that looks good. Let's see where the decibels are lying with this audio. I think it's a little too high. No, it's not. Okay, so I think our audio levels might need to go higher. Yeah, okay, so I'm just actually going to go back to there, and what it is you can add, I'm pretty sure it's a compressor. Yeah, so what we need to do is I'm just going to add a compressor to the audio. Whoops, wrong project. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to add a limiter, and then basically kind of what a compressor does is it just kind of raises something called the gain, so you're not really raising the volume, but you're kind of raising like everything all together. And then when you put the limiter, I think it's if you put the limiter on bottom, then it'll you can just like raise something like the gain, and if you see the audio waves right here, it'll raise it more as a whole. So down here it's the input gain, the output gain. So I think the output gain is what we want to raise. And if you see, we should not be peaking. Okay, so that looks good. It's definitely probably too high, a little unnecessary. Okay, so now we're getting some background like echo audio, so we don't really want that. I could just raise the overall gain together, I think, and that should fix the problem. I do want to just put all this on 0. Don't really want any of this messed with. Let's see here. So I think our input gain is going to be the best option. Now we're hearing some background audio, though, so we really don't want to hear that. There we go. Okay, so that should look, if you can see, the audio almost looks more full, so there's like more filled in the gaps versus before that, it didn't look like that. So that should look good. Let's see how that looks. Okay, and I might add a little bit of a voice isolation. There we go. Just so we don't hear that like ruffly sound in the beginning. And I might just honestly move this. There we go. And maybe we just take this off. If you can remove voice isolation, it's probably better most of the time. But because voice isolation can kind of distort your audio a bit. But yeah. What's up, dude? Amazing. Okay, so that looks definitely better. I think this audio is too loud, so I'm just going to drop it a little bit. Honestly, going to drop it a little more. Okay, so in songs like this, if you notice, there's a big peak of audio right here, and then on the left or on the right side, it starts going down. So what you can do is add a keyframe in the beginning, and then add a keyframe at the end, and then the part where it's peaking, you can actually like just cut that part off, and then raise the other part. So at the end, what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to raise this up to like 11 where it's supposed to be, and then I'm going to bring this bottom one down to like 5, and it'll kind of balance out the audio. And that looks a lot better. Maybe just a little too much. Maybe like 8. But that should look better. Okay, that looks a lot, like a million times better. So way better than how it used to look. For reference, this is pretty much how it used to look. So it just did not really look that good. So this is definitely a big step up. That looks a lot better. I think I'm going to do this noise gate also for the other parts. I might do this for some parts of the video, just because this part, even right here where we say don't press the button, I think is a little too quiet. So I'm just gonna add that and see what that does. Okay, that sounds a million times better. So much louder and more vibrant. Okay, so that definitely sounds really good compared to how it used to look. Let me just isolate it. Honestly, if I can't, if voice isolation is not necessary, it'd be kind of nice. I think we're just gonna keep it on though. Okay, so I think I'm gonna add that honestly for a lot of the other clips in the video, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes from there. Okay, sweet. Now what I want to work on next is, let's see. Let me just watch this part real quick. So I'm just gonna add this to these clips real quick and see if it sounds. It definitely should probably sound better. I don't think any of these clips are peaking the audio. Yeah. Oops. Okay, so just Command-Shift V, and you can just paste the effects. And it should probably make it sound a lot more full and complete. Okay, there's a clip missing right here. I'm not really sure where it went. Hopefully it didn't get deleted. Hopefully not. Where'd it go? I'm just gonna go back to the old project. I think it had it. Okay, never mind. So we're good there. Okay, we're good. So that sounds a lot better. Okay, I'm not really sure how much the gain is. I like it for the intro, but I'm not really sure how I'm liking it for this. Let's see. I'm just gonna undo. I don't know if I like how much the input is. I think it's a little too much. Sometimes when you can start hearing an echo, it doesn't sound super good. So maybe like 3, and let's see if that sounds better. I think that looks better. For anybody who just joined the stream, comment down below. I'll try to shout out as many as I can. Comment down below if you have any questions. We're just doing a behind the scenes on one of our videos that's going to come out soon. Yeah, kind of just an editing breakdown. So yeah, comment down below if you have any questions. Appreciate everyone who's on the stream and everybody who's joined. Okay, so I'm going to go to 3 on this one as well and see if that makes a difference. Okay, that sounds way better. Not as echoey. So I think honestly that might be it. I think that might be the good way of doing it. I'm also gonna probably just do it inside the clip, so I don't have to do it to every single one. That's usually the best way of doing it. So you can just copy and paste it inside this clip. So it just goes a little higher. Just like that. Okay, it is peaking there. I'm not really sure why. Let's see here. Okay, I don't know if I can actually add this to this. I'm not really sure how this works. Let's see. think it technically should be at 0, so that's not going to work. For now, I'll just add it to the clips individually. Just make it easier. That should be fine. Make sure we're not peaking here. Okay, so this is going way too loud. I'm not really sure why. Let's see the problem. Maybe this is too much. I'm not really sure. Okay, no, it's fine there. Oh, I think I know what it is. Different ones have different audio levels, so I'm not gonna paste over where is it? I think it's the volume. Yeah, different one has different audio levels, so this one's gonna be a little different. Okay, so I see why it's peaking right here. I did raise this part here just because it was too quiet. So I'm gonna go back, and this is definitely too loud. So let's bring it down like 6, maybe 4 even. So just 2. Okay, there we go. I think that looks good. And we'll do the same thing to this clip. That should do the trick. There we go. So we're going right to that -1 point, and okay, so that looks a lot better. So one thing I want to add is this is all the behind the scenes parts. It's kind of hard to tell when we're filming the actual clip, and I'm not showing the actual clip just so they have to go watch the film afterwards. So it like kind of creates a suspense to it. So I want to add like a little film look to it. So I'm gonna look real quick on Motion VFX. Sometimes they have free plugins for Final Cut Pro. I'm just gonna look real quick. I don't really want to share this on screen. Just because I'm not going to be doing it very long. I'm just going to check real quick if they have one. Let's see, camera. I'm going to go to the store. Let's see. I don't think they have one. Okay, so I don't think they have one. I'm just gonna try to find one in Final Cut Pro. If you go to Effects, or we go to let's see, I think it's Stylize, yeah. So we have Frame. So that works pretty good. I think the best one though is in the Titles Finder. I used it a little bit over here. Is it this one? Right up here. This is recording. So I'm just going to take this. And then I'm going to paste it when the shot we're actually filming. So we start filming the shot like right here. I'm just going to paste this. I'm going to reference a new parent clip. In Final Cut Pro, basically they have compound clips, so basically merge things that you want and make it into like a solid clip, but you can go in and edit it later. But you have to be careful because it's helpful in one way, but it's also not helpful another way. Hang on, let me just make sure. Okay. It's helpful in one way, but it's also not helpful. because what you can do is when you open it, whatever changes you'll do, it'll make it to all the other clips that are in that compound clip. So what you have to do to make it separate is you have to go up to clip and go reference new parent clip, and you'll see it'll make a copy. So that way you can like change anything you want to change, or else it'll change it to the other one as well. So just keep that in mind. So I want to make the size of the recording a lot smaller, maybe like 20. I'm not really sure what that's doing. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Turn the amount all the way up, and then I can just turn the opacity down on this slider right here. Just like that. Trying to figure out what this does. Not really sure what it does. Sometimes it's helpful to put behind clips because you can kind of figure out what it. Oh, okay, so that's what it's doing. So it's adding a look to this. So I just want that on 0. We don't want that. Or what is the default? Okay, it's on 1. Oh wow, I didn't realize there was a battery level option. That's sick. Okay, we can just leave that there. And then what I want to do is I kind of want to separate these out. I want these to be more transparent than the bars, or I want the recording to be more obvious. So what you can do is I'm just going to copy this, and then I'm just going to add a mask. Wait, I don't know if I'm able to do that. Okay, maybe not. Okay, just forget that. I'm not going to do that. Okay, there we go. So I think that looks good. And then I'm just going to change the opacity to probably like, I can also maybe do a look for this, maybe like an overlay. That way you can see through it. Or you can do, I think it's called negative space. Where is it? It's called either multiply, darken. It's called subtract. There we go. I don't think that's going to work though, because probably just leave it as overlay. I'll put it at like 75%. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this at the time when the shot's actually being filmed. And then right when it stops, I'm going to turn it off. So I'm actually going to extend this quite a bit. There we go. And then, so it stops right there. But I got to go where it starts as well. So it starts right here. Just so the viewer kind of knows that this is the shot that we're trying to get. And then I'm going to scale this down, maybe like 110. There we go. I think that should look pretty good. I'm going to copy this. And last thing is I can go back in and edit this later. Okay, so now I'm just going to go to each shot and do this. So right here, I'm going to paste it. And then I'm going to bring it under this. So now to the next shot. So that looks good. We may have missed one shot. I can't remember if we did or not. Okay, so I'm going to paste this here. It looks a little jumpy. So, anyways, I'm just take a break real quick and just say thanks for joining the stream. Anybody who's on, comment down below if you have any questions. I'll try to give shout outs if I can. And yeah, that's just behind the scenes editing on one of our videos that's gonna come out soon. Yeah. Let's see. Hang on 1 second. I'm just gonna check something. So I kind of want this to look a little bit better. It's not really looking how I want it to look. So let's go up to, I think it's in titles or looks. Let me try to see. These are built into Final Cut Pro, by the way. It's a scoreboard. Don't really want that. Titles. So I think it's in maybe elements or actually I think it's in generators. Let's see. So there's a time code. You can definitely do that. But I'm not really wanting to do that necessarily. I can't remember where I got this from. It was somewhere on here. I think it was on the credits. Okay, not that. Let's see. Make sure you're responding to the comments. Yeah, Final Cut Pro doesn't really have one. I'm not really sure. I have some friends who got one. It looks pretty sick. I'm kind of curious where they got theirs. My guess is a lot of people get them from like, I think it's called like Production Create or something like that. But you got to pay a subscription for most of those. So we don't really have those. Okay, I think I'm just going to, with this one, maybe make the recording a little bit larger. It's working. Like 25, just so it's a little bit bigger. There we go, it looks better. And then what I want to do, I'd say, is I'd love it the recording could be not really transparent, but more apparent. So I think what you can do with this, maybe, I'm not 100% sure. We could do a mask. Yeah. The problem is this title has an effect on it. So if you could see, there's like a little bit of grain. It's having this like scalenes effect. Let me just turn it off completely. I'm not really sure why it won't turn off. I think it's supposed to be at like 1, but really don't want it on at all. It kind of changes the color. I'm not really sure why it's doing that. That's definitely a different color. You know what? I don't think it's changing that much, so I'm just going to do it anyways. It's okay. So I'm just going to go mask. I'll use a shape mask. Just goes quicker. And then I'm just going to go to the part that we want, which is right here. The recording part. And just keep that in. Hopefully that should work. Not sure why it's not showing the rest of it. Let's take it in a compound clip. I think it's because it's adding this effect. Okay, so sometimes Final Cut Pro does this. If this title generator is a little random, I'm not really sure. Okay, so this is an effect, I guess. That's what we're trying to. Okay, so this is an effect. I guess there's not really an option for a title version. Let's see. Not really super fond of how it looks though. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Final Cut Pro is a pretty good software, I'd say. It's my favorite that I've used. Let's see. So I'm just gonna try to find maybe a better camcorder look. You know what? I'm not really sure. Honestly, for now, that should be fine. All right. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for everybody who joined the stream. I'll play it back so you guys can see what it looks like. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it. I think that's all we're going to do today. So here it is. I'll play a little bit of it, and then, yeah, here we go. Okay. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it. We pretty much do these. Let me try to think. Pretty much every time we edit. So we'll probably maybe do one tomorrow, or yeah, probably do one tomorrow. So come back tomorrow, guys. If you want to see more of this kind of content, this kind of editing, I'll try to do it. It's probably gonna be a little bit earlier in the day because I can't really do it this late, I don't think, tomorrow. But we'll see. But make sure to subscribe, comment, like. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and we'll do our best to answer them. Appreciate everybody who's watching the stream. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good day. And yeah.